Hey everyone, wanted to give you a bit of a hand with how to approach your speech for the group presentation. So we have here the performance standards, and what we want to do is we want to look at the wording in there so that you know exactly the sort of stuff you should be talking about. So first off, we have knowledge and understanding, and what we want to do with that is we can see here that you have knowledge. Okay, so that straight away just means you have content. But not only that, you understand what that content means. And you understand it to do with the process of creating dramatic works. So that means that if you're an actor, you know what it means to go from page to stage, that you know the process. So maybe you've used the SACE checklist. Maybe you have used Stanislavski's method. It shows that you understand that and you know where you have gone. And so that might be on stage, that might be off stage, depending on your role. And quite closely linked with that is over here where we have our theories or concepts, meanings and intentions. And so the theories, of course, that we know that we've talked about Stanislavski. Maybe you're going for more Brecht, and I've put those slides up under the task. That you have shared with me that you know about those and that you understand those in the context of your role or your character, because they are applicable to your dramatic role. So remember, what we're doing is we are linking a doll's house, and we're linking a doll's house to your knowledge of your role, and we're linking that to the director's intent as well. Okay, so those three things should all come into consideration. So you understand the meaning of what your director is trying to achieve. Director, how have you reached your meaning? Is it because of some theory? Is it the theory of Stanislavski, connecting people, emotionally connecting? Is it Brecht? Is it social change? What is it that you are trying to get across? Okay, if we move on now to application. And it shows that this is mainly to do with the prac stuff, but you can still talk about it because experimentation. So you have experimented with a few different things. So you might talk about your character development over the time. That links up here, and it also links down here that you have experimented with your character, that you tried a few things, that you tried to add some theatre of cruelty into it. That didn't work. So you reflected on that and you explored other things. As well as that, you have considered other sources. So you have looked at other practitioners and maybe how they've approached it. I keep mentioning Stanislavski and Brecht, but there are others. Maybe you've looked at Grotowski, physical theatre. There are so many different ways that you can approach your character. And what this is showing is that you haven't just gone, yep, I'll read the words, I'll understand them, done. Okay, that you've looked outside of that. Application of a breadth of dramatic process, skill and technique. This is mainly what we will see. The sort of stuff, the non-verbals, the way that you present yourself, that you have understood the lines, and we can see that throughout you. The collaboration happens in what we see. But maybe you'll talk about how you have worked with other people on this. And you're using the right terminology. You're communicating using in an effective way so that we can understand you, and the terminology is correct. Okay, so don't just say that you sort of did some sort of character profile thing. Okay, link that to Stanislavski and his magic if that we talked about. And then we come down to analysis. And analysis is, again, something that should come out in both sides of it. So analysis, we can see that you understood what is meant by the text, and you have understood as well in your role and how you have approached it. So investigation, analysis, and integration of information, concept, and ideas to communicate for a dramatic purpose. Your dramatic purpose is what your director wants you to do. Okay, so if it is something to do with we want to highlight this, how have you approached that? How have you investigated and understood that based on information that you have, based on different concepts? So you can see that all of these link so closely to each other. And you don't have long for your speech. You have a very short amount of time. So you want to make sure that you focus it. You don't spend time faffing about just telling me of the plot because I know the plot. Okay? You want to make sure it's focused, that you have analyzed, that you have shown your knowledge, and not only your knowledge, that you have applied that knowledge. Okay? Hopefully this has been helpful. Spend some time writing that speech.